Here to help us on both companies is Futurum Group CEO Daniel Newman. Dan, good to see you. So Intel, moving on beyond Pat, doesn't necessarily fix anything. What should investors know about what it's going to take to fix things?
Hey, John, good to see you. Look, I think there was that initial bump. Everyone was really excited, thinking that they're going to get the split they've perhaps thought was going to fix everything. And I think you're starting to get that reality set in moment today. You're seeing it's down. People aren't quite sure. Will the split fix everything? There's so many unknowns with tariffs, with the relationship with Taiwan, the desire to bring chip manufacturing back to the U.S. There is no magic bullet here, John. And I think that was the thing that ultimately pushed Pat out, is Pat had a plan. He wanted to stick to the plan. My belief is that the board felt the split would be more immediately profitable. They're missing what they feel is the biggest boom in history with AI, and they're not participating in a meaningful way. So they want more. They want it faster. They wanted the split. But I think the reality is Pat was the right guy to lead. It's going to be interesting because I know Michelle, I know David. I think they're going to do a good job. But Pat's plan, it needed more time, and patience ran out.
Okay, well, let's set the table on Salesforce as well. Mark Benioff's been picking some fights lately, including with Satya Nadella and Microsoft. There's some claims out there that CRM in the AI era is not as essential as it used to be. They got to deal with ServiceNow. They got to deal with others. What do we need to see from this report?
Yeah, John, look, Mark is one of those people that really understands where the numbers sit. And he's historically been one that's beat. And I think the street expects that. We've looked very closely at what they're doing with Agentforce. He clearly understands that the pivot is required, and we're seeing it here at AWS where they talk about agents. And in fact, here at reInvent, AWS and Salesforce are deeply partnering. Microsoft is making this route. Bill McDermott and ServiceNow, I've spent time with them. They are going down this route. They are making the right pivots. The question is, how quickly can they pivot? And with these kind of SaaS applications being deprecated, we can now use kind of a data service model with many of our applications, and then we can build these generative tools that are going to, deliver experiences abstracted in real time. But Salesforce, like AWS and others that people have called late to the party in AI in some ways, they have this massive user base, John, that they're going to be able to tap into. The question mark, and this is what 2025 and the AI boom is going to be all about, is can they tap into it and show meaningful revenues that would keep investors coming to the party, keep investing in this boom? I think Salesforce can do it because customers, it's way too hard to move off the platform. But this is going to be a challenge for Mark and his team.
Daniel, if I could ask you about Intel again, I'm curious to get your take on this one. If Elon Musk were to come in and take the helm of this company, what do you think he would do?
That's a great question. First of all, I think Elon would get very lean. We've seen what he did with Twitter, now X. He cut a lot. People said it would never be sustainable. He was able to make those cuts. I think a lot of people knew that there was some bloat inside of Intel, and Pat knew it too. But when you have a culture and you have that many people, that many engineers, that many relationships in the market like they do, just cutting really quickly is never an easy thing to do. But Elon wouldn't care. You see what he's doing with Doge, it would be the same thing with Intel. The second thing is I think he would figure out a way to buy his way into this AI market. The Gaudi chips are barely $500 million. You see NVIDIA running over $100 billion in GPU sales. Intel has to have a meaningful play there. And of course, he would have to figure out a way to force the fabless designers, the AMDs, NVIDIAs, Qualcomms, Broadcoms, they need to be using Intel Foundry. Until we see one of those big fabless designers using Intel Foundry, there's always going to be question marks that if it's part of Intel, is it trusted? And that's why they keep going to TSMC no matter how high, Kelly, they raise the prices.